Yo, 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 welcome back to the Further Your Lifestyle podcast, conversations on lifestyle, passions, and hustles. My name's Chris, I am your host, and I'm super excited to be back here having the conversation with you. Episode 229, I think it is, which just blows, 229, which we're getting close to the 230 milestone, and then we'll be to the 250, and I'm excited to be able to get to that 300 soon enough. But appreciate you being here. If you've been listening along for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about some interesting topics, and today we're kind of continuing that theme, and it's probably something very relevant that we speak about all the time here on the podcast. But I have found that in order for us to get a better grip on things, we sometimes need to hear things in a different way. And we can have conversations with each other. We can talk about the same things over and over and over again. But it's not until we click that we actually then realize this is what I've got to do. And that is my intention here with these podcasts, is I just want to help you further your lifestyle. And that means bringing maybe some of the lessons, some of the learnings, some of the things I'm experiencing in my own life and building my business and all those different things and furthering my lifestyle, that maybe it will resonate with you. Maybe it will help you, overcome whatever it is that you're going through and help you get further. And today's topic comes from a quote from Joseph Campbell. He's an author, and the quote goes like this: "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." Very beautiful quote, very small, sharp, to the point, and I think it speaks for itself. But sometimes it's not as obvious as we expect. And I went for a run this morning, and I've been getting slowly back into it, and I'm struggling because I am scared to enter the cave of what it's going to take to get me back to where I was after having an injury for a year. I'm scared to do it. It's holding me back, and it's frustrating me, but it's a treasure that I seek. Now I say to myself, it's like, all we have to do is do the things that we want. Do the things that are required to get us to where we want to be. Seems simple, but why is it so hard? Now I want to go through this. I've got a little bit of a breakdown, a step-by-step kind of action process we can look at. And I challenge you to think about this with the things that you're maybe putting off. We'll go through that, of course, and see if you can apply it. It'll be a short, sharp episode, really just to help you get out there, get your hands dirty, roll up the sleeves, and actually make it happen. That's what I want for you. So if you enjoy these kind of episodes, make sure you buckle up, get cozy. We're going to get straight into it. If you want to leave a comment later or continue the conversation, more than happy for you to do so. But of course, if you do enjoy this episode, please, if you're not liking the episode, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. But most of all, please share it with someone else. That helps us get the reach out and help others further their lifestyle. Let's roll the intro and let's get into it. So we're going to talk about, I think it's about 5 steps that we can take in order to help us, really get through this circling of fear and start moving into the cave and find that treasure that that's been hidden from us for so long. The first thing we need to do, and you can do this on multiple problems, you can do it to one big problem, you can break it down as, detailed as needed. But the point is, take one thing and let's just tackle it, right? So number one, what we want to do is we want to name the cave. What is the thing that you've been avoiding, even though it's been on your mind? So clearly you want it. Clearly it's there. It's begging at you and nagging at you and nitpicking and saying, yo, I just want to do this, or I wish I could have this. And we spoke about this last week. I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, but you're not motivated to do it. So this is a very similar topic. So you've got to write it down plainly, and keep it real. Don't soften it. Write it down of what is the thing you've been avoiding. And the thing is, when we identify what the things are, when we write it down, if it is a fear thing, we can start to take a little bit more control over that, because we start to realize it ain't all that bad. But that's the first thing we need to do. Very simple. It's not rocket science. We just got to name the cave. What is the thing you're avoiding? And write it down. That's what we need to do. The second thing that we need to do is we need to define the treasure. If you face this head on and succeeded, what would you gain? Right? It's like if you kill the dragon, you get the pride and glory, and maybe you get the treasure at the end of the cave. But we're not talking about fantasy world here. We're talking about reality. What do you get? And we want to be specific here. We want to make sure we're confident in writing, identifying it. We want to make sure, we're really putting into play what it is that we want. Now, this could be anything. It could be actually confidence. It could be freedom. It could be opportunity. It could be skill. It could be relationship. It could be income. It could be peace of mind. All these different things. But by facing this head on, what is the treasure we gain? What is the outcome we gain? What is the result we gain, or that we want more so? Right? Still, very simple, right? We're not doing anything crazy here. Number 3, this is where we start to get a little bit more interesting. We want to spot the guard. What is the main thing that is stopping you from entering that cave? And it's usually one of 3 things. 100% usually one of these 3 things. Let me know in the comments which one it was for you. Fear of failure or judgment, lack of clarity or skills, past wounds or bad experiences. For me, diving into getting back into running at a full capacity, it's the fear of failure for me, and it's the past wounds or a bad experience in the past. Simply because, I had got to my peak and then I got the injury, and it, meant that I couldn't run for a year. Now, I'm scared to go do this again, and it's not going to work out. Now, of course, there are things that I can do to deter or mitigate it going wrong again, because it means I have to do extra work. It means I have to put extra time and effort into things. And that's when you start to weigh up, how much do you want things? So now it comes down to, is it really actually a fear thing? And I'm just using that as an excuse, but it's really like I'm just being lazy and I don't want to go do these other things. And that's where we can start to realize, well, where's that motivation coming into play? Why do you want to do that? Yeah, I enjoyed what I had last time, but I had worked so hard to get there, 5-6 years. And now to start, somewhat from zero again, it's like, do I really want to do that? But the reality is, all of that, it's all in my head. It's all these excuses that I'm doing. If I can find a groove, if I get a routine, if I just start being consistent, then we can get those motions happening. And that's usually a lot of the problem, is being at fear of failure, of judgment, whatever, or lack of clarity of skills, or past wounds, or bad experience. We just got to look at it and think, well, let's just start. Let's actually just get the ball rolling, right? And the funny thing is, I can reflect back onto my business and know that, well, things are crazy there. Like, there's always new problems, there's always new challenges, but I'm willing to tackle them head on. So you really got to separate really what is the thing that you're scared of doing. And most of the time, I guarantee it's about being uncomfortable. You get comfortable and you don't want to have to get uncomfortable again. So we need to reframe this fear. This is point number 4. For example, if you weren't afraid, it wouldn't matter enough to change you, right? This fear exists because this matters to me. And this is what we have to reframe it. We're scared of all these things, but the reason why we're scared is because we don't want to then lose the thing that we're going to gain. And we're worried that we're going to do this thing and then it's not going to be the way we want it or perceive it. So we need to start to reframe it. And also start looking at it as like, well, what if this does go well? And what does well look like? And what does bad look like? Because we have this fear of like all these things going wrong. 1, what are the chances of those things happening? And 2, what are we doing to actually mitigate those things? By me not running at all, I'm not even getting to the result that I want. But by me running somewhat, I'm going to be getting closer to that goal. So we're actually in a worse position when we don't do something. But if we do something, we're moving closer to where we want to be. So therefore, we can actually start to make progress. We can refine it. We can pivot it. We can adjust it. But when you're doing nothing, you can't refine it. You can't pivot it. You can't adjust it because there's nothing to actually change. So we need to start to reframe this and look at it from the perspective as like, well, we're actually, by not doing anything, we're never going to get the results. So therefore, the fear of all these things, the fear of not getting what you want, especially, is going to happen. Like, meaning you don't do diddly squat, you don't get diddly squat. So you got to look at it from that perspective. And the final point of all this, and this is short and sharp, so I really hope this has been helpful for the last 10 minutes. You don't want to storm the cave. You don't want to go in there guns blazing and have no idea where you're running into or what you're doing. You just want to step in with one small step. We don't want to be intimidating ourselves with heaps of actions. We just want to take one small action and move towards it. And it's the same thing I repeat in all of my content. What is one thing that I can do today that's going to get me closer to where I want to be? Now, I still went for a run today, right? And I said to myself at the finish of the run, I was filming on my GoPro, and I said, it's probably about time to start doing more than one run a week. And by doing that, it's going to force me to have to do other things. It's going to force me to have to get back into some cross training. It's going to force me to have to do some recovery work. Because in order to do more, those are the things that come with it. Doing it once a week or here and there, it doesn't really demand that additional support to running. But if I want the other things, that's why I'm saying it's time to do it, Chris, right? We just got to do one more thing. I'm comfortable with just doing the one a week, so let's now spice it up. Let's take it to the next level. And that's all you got to do is take one small step, get it into a comfortable routine, comfort zone, so it's just like it's no problems, then take it up a notch. You add one more thing. You take one more step, right? So I challenge you to write these things down, right? Go through these things. Redo the episode if you need to and go through the 5 steps. But one thing that we can do is, if you can't find the whole courage to really, get through this whole process, you need to shrink it down until it feels safe enough to do. Sometimes we have big problems and we try and fill out these, 5-step, how to overcome them or whatever, and it's just overwhelming. So break it down smaller, right? Maybe you want to go running a marathon, right? But you can't even do 5K yet. Let's break it down. Bring it back to a bit more of a reality. How do we get from couch to 5K? How do we get from this to that, right? It's not about how do you get from here to marathon. That will come over time, because once you get couch to 5K, then it's 5K to 10K, then it's 10K to 21K, then it's 21K to 42K, which is a marathon, right? So you can break it down. Take your time. These things are going to take time. And by doing this, you're going to feel so much more happier and more comfortable with yourself of doing these things, because you've removed some of the pressure points on it, all right? So we'll finish up, but the first thing you want to do, or let's actually just rephrase the quote. Restate the quote. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And what we want to do is we want to name what that cave is. What is the thing you're avoiding? 2, we want to define is the treasure or the outcome that we get from this. We want to spot the guard, which is number 3, the thing that's stopping us from getting in there. What is the gate holding us back? We then want to start to reframe some of those fears, the reasons that we feel this way. And then we actually just want to start to take the first step, which is step number 5, of actually just walk in. We don't want to rush in. We just take one step in, and that's it. Very simple process. Breaking it down, keeping it simple. You can do this, right? What is the thing that you're going to start doing this week? What's the thing that you're going to do today? What's one thing you want to achieve this month? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know. And, this all comes back to you. What you do is what you'll get, right? In terms of the effort you put in is the results you're going to get. So if you get to another month from now and nothing's changed, that's on you. That's on you. And I get it. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's easy for other people to say all these things because we're not living your life. No, we're living our own lives, and we've all got our own crap to deal with, right? So you got to really just, if you want this, you got to really start to think about it. If you want it, do you want it? And how much do you want it? Appreciate you being here. If you have any questions or you want to continue the conversation, jump down below. More than happy to do so and continue that conversation. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Cheers.